What's up, guys? It's Luke. I'm here in my music room. I have a green screen set up on the back wall, and this is a tutorial on how to make multi-track music videos using the video editing software ShotCut. I got the idea to make this video from you guys, from all the cool comments you left me on my last two videos where I used a green screen for the first time in my cover of Get Back and I Won't Back Down. With a green screen, you can make it look like there's clones of you in one window at the same time. Here in Get Back, it looks like there's 5 of me playing the song, and in I Won't Back Down, it looks like there's 4 of me playing the song. So thank you so much for all the kind words and the comments like, "Cool, how'd you do that, man?" That gave me the idea to make this video. Alright, here's the agenda. 1. Why use ShotCut? 2. We'll do some setup work. I'll show you how I set up my green screen. We'll record some sample tracks. 3. We'll learn how to navigate in ShotCut. 4. We'll import and sync the sample tracks. 5. We'll make a clone video that's multiple copies of you in one window. 6. We'll make a multi-window video that's multiple tracks in multiple windows. 7. We'll make a transition video that's one window that switches between the tracks. And 8, we'll look at a compilation of the finished videos. Topic 1. Why use ShotCut? Because it's free and there ain't no watermark. And I like the user interface for working with multiple tracks. And it has a good number of video and audio special effects called filters, so I think it's a great choice for making a music video. Topic 2. Setup work. Here's a look at how I set up my green screen. Keep in mind, you only need a green screen to make the clone style video in topic 5. You don't need a green screen to make the multi-window and transition video that we'll cover in topics 6 and 7. So a green screen is just a green sheet or cloth. The key to get it to work is to have even lighting, so the color is uniform in the video. No shadows, etc. I bought my green screen on Amazon. It was $35, it came with clamps, and it has a sleeve on the top that you can use to hang it on a rod. I then bought 1-inch PVC pipe at Home Depot and I built a frame. I hung it from the top bar and I used duct tape and clamps to secure it on the sides and the bottom. So now we're ready to record some sample tracks. Anytime I make a multi-track music video, I use a click track. A click track is just a metronome or drum machine track that you listen to while recording to make sure each track is recorded at the same tempo, so the tracks can be combined into one song. Here I'm using my keyboard, which has a drum machine, to record a click track. However, you could use an online metronome or a YouTube metronome video, etc. I'm running the mic into my laptop and recording using Audacity, a free audio editor. I then export the file as an MP3 and my click track is ready to go. When I go to record my video tracks, I put an earbud in one ear to hear the click track while I'm playing. I hit the strings on 4 beats to mark the start of the track, rest 1 measure, and then I play the song. We'll use this mark to sync the tracks in ShotCut. Okay, topic 3, how to navigate in ShotCut. I recorded 4 sample tracks, drums, bass, acoustic, and electric guitar, and we're ready to get to work in ShotCut. When you launch ShotCut, it opens with a blank project. Let's add some tracks, and then we'll take a look at how to navigate around the screen, which is organized into panels. The timeline panel at the bottom is where we load the tracks. I'm going to hit the menu button, add audio track, and I'm going to add 2 video tracks. Then I'm going to hit make track shorter so more tracks fit on the screen. You can click the track name, type in a new name, and hit enter. So I'm going to rename the 3 tracks: audio click track, video wall picture, and video drums track. Next, I'm going to click open file and open my click track. When you open a file, it starts playing in the source panel. You can just hit pause. Then I can drag my file into the audio track, or I prefer to just click the track I want to add it to and hit the plus button. We can click the zoom out button to get it to all fit on one screen. Next, I'm going to open a background wall picture JPEG file and add that to video track 1. When you add a picture, you can extend it out as far as you like. And I'm going to open drum video track and add that to video track 2. Let's now look at the layout of the screen. You have the drop-down menus at the top. Below that you have the toolbar. The left side of the toolbar has Open File, Save, Undo, Redo. The rest of the toolbar has buttons that you can click to show or hide tools that will appear in panels on the screen. The tool panels can be on the right, the left, or the bottom of the screen. The center panel shows you the source file as you add files to your project, and it shows you the project video as you work on your project. The tool panels have an X in the right corner that will close the tool, and they have a square next to it that will undock the tool in case you want to drag it to a different panel. You can also drag the title bar of a tool to redock it next to a tool or on top of a tool, and there will then be tabs at the bottom to switch between the multiple tools docked in that panel. The tools that they give you are the peak meter, properties, for example, shows you a video's resolution, recent files, playlist, where you can add a list of source files that you want to use in your project, timeline, where you work with your tracks, filters, where you add audio and video effects, keyframes, where you can change a filter's value on different frames in one track. For example, turn up the guitar volume during the guitar solo. History of your actions, export a video, and jobs that are running when you export. The tools that I use the most often, I keep the timeline at the bottom to work with my tracks, I keep filters on the left to add audio and video effects, and I keep the peak meter on the right. That's my standard layout. Okay, let's also look at the toolbar for the timeline, since the timeline is so important. We have the menu button, where you can add audio and video tracks, insert and remove tracks, etc. We have a zoom in button, zoom out button, slider tool for the zoom. Let's zoom back in a little bit. Okay, let's extend. We'll try that again. Let's extend the right side of the wall picture. Then we'll slide the playhead over. Let's select the wall picture track, and we're going to split it at the playhead with the split button. Then now we have a piece on the right side. We can copy it, we can paste it, we can paste it into a different track. Select here. Now the playhead's on the right. If I hit the plus button, it appends the track. I didn't put it where the playhead was. But if we slide the playhead over again, if we use the paste button, then it'll paste it right where the playhead is. Okay, let's grab this piece here, and if I hit the minus button, it deletes that piece and it shifts over what was to the right. If we undo that, if instead we hit the lift button, it'll pull that piece out and not shift over what's to the right. Okay, there's also a toggle switch. We'll turn ripple other tracks on, and then if we do the same operation, then you can see the top track also shifted over. And normally I leave that ripple button off. I don't use it too often. Let's lift this piece and let's set the playhead over here. Then this is the snap tool. I'm going to turn it off just for a minute. And if I slide a piece over, it doesn't snap to the playhead. Normally I always keep this on. So then I put the playhead where I want the piece, slide it over, snaps right to where I want it. Alright, I'm just going to clean this up and put it back to where it was, and we will continue. Topic 4. Import and sync the sample tracks. Alright, let's import the rest of the tracks. Same as before, we'll go to the timeline panel, hit the menu button, and add 3 video tracks. Again, we'll rename the tracks. Video bass, video acoustic guitar, video electric guitar. This time, let's add all of our source files to the playlist tool. We'll open File Explorer and just drag our files into the playlist. Then we can double click on the source file we want, click the track we want to add it to, and hit the plus button. We'll import the last 2 tracks the same way. To understand what is being displayed in the project video for the multiple video tracks, picture the tracks are laying on top of each other and a person is looking down at the tracks from above. If the top track completely fills the screen, then it blocks all the other tracks beneath it. But if we resize the top track, we can see the next track underneath it. We can resize the second track, and so on. There's also an eye icon that you can click to make the tracks not visible, and then the track beneath it will be shown. There's also mute and unmute buttons. Okay, let's sync the tracks. In topic 2, I showed how we would mark the start of each track by hitting the strings on 4 beats, rest 1 measure, and play the song. We'll now use the audio peaks from those marks to sync the tracks. I also want to mention, when I record my video tracks, I'm running the mic directly into the video camera, so the audio and the video is in one file. If you record your audio and video separately, you'll need to perform an additional step of syncing the audio and the video files. Okay, we can see the audio peak marks on the tracks at about 13 seconds on the acoustic and bass track, and about 11 seconds on the electric and the drums. So we'll pick a point on the click track, say at 14 seconds, to align the tracks. We'll use a slider to zoom all the way in, scroll over, and we'll pick this beat at 14 seconds, 16 frames to align the tracks. First, we'll zoom back out and roughly align the tracks, lining up the first peak in each track. Then we'll zoom all the way back into the frame level, we'll scroll over, and we'll finish syncing the tracks. And the tracks look good. The first beat is all lined up. A couple tracks are off on beat 2 or 3, but the 4th beat is also all lined up, so I think we're done. If you're not sure, listen to 1 track at a time. Drag it 1 frame to the right, 2 to the right, or to the left until it sounds correct. And let's zoom out. Note that if you drag a track, you're moving it on the timeline. However, if you hover over the end and you move the end, you're clipping the track without moving it. Okay, let's save our project at this point and we'll give it a name. Okay, topic 5. Let's make a clone video. Our tracks are imported and synced, so we're ready to do the editing. We'll do the audio editing first and the video editing second. To add an audio effect, or filter as it's called in ShotCut, we just open the filter tool panel and we click the plus button. Note you can add filters to the source file or to the whole track, and we're going to add our filters to the track. There are audio filters, video filters, and you can hit the star button to add or remove items from your favorites list. We're going to add the balance, bass treble, and gain volume to each video track. Now you can move the slider to make bigger changes, or hover your mouse around the number and use your scroll wheel to make smaller changes. To reset to the default, hit the circle arrow or click the preset drop down and select default. So let's play the project and set the volume of the tracks. Next, let's set the bass and the treble. I just use the sliders until it sounds good. You can also hit the plus button, type in a name, and you can save a custom preset. I'm going to use custom preset values that are already saved on these tracks. Last, we'll use the balance to pan the tracks left and right so the audio will be in stereo. I like to match what I see on the screen, so if the bass player is on the right, I pan the bass audio to the right. Now we're ready to start work on video editing. I'm going to take the window resizing off so we can see the full windows. And I'm going to just keep the top track and the wall picture visible to start. So with the green screen, you can add the chroma key filter, and I use the advanced filter. It works better for me than the simple filter. What it does is anytime a certain color appears and you get to pick the color, hit the dropper, click and drag a box to use the average color for that area. The filter will remove all the green pixels and leave the background as transparent. So the next track behind it is visible. In our case, that's the wall picture. Now we can see that too much got removed and the shirt is starting to disappear. So I'm going to click the Hue Chroma Intensity option, which always works better for me than the red, green, blue option. And I use 20/20 15% as a good starting point, and that works for me most of the time. The rest of the values you can leave at their defaults shown below. Let's now make the electric guitar track visible and do the same thing. We'll add the Chroma Key Advanced filter, we'll select the color, and we'll use the same settings, 20/20 15%. Next, the bass track, Chroma Key Advanced, select the color, and finish the same settings. And the last one, the drums. Add the Chroma Key filter, grab the color, and same settings as before. So the drums are tricky because the hi-hat is reflecting some green from the screen and it starts to get removed. You could try to reselect the color, but that does not help us much here. So we're going to adjust the percentages, and I adjust them in this order: chroma, then hue, then intensity. If you go too far to the left, not enough green is removed. If you go too far to the right, too much color is removed. So we'll set chroma at about 12%, and our hi-hat is back. And we'll set the hue at about 15%, and we'll bring up intensity to say 25%. So we're looking pretty good, except there's a green outline, but we can remove that using the Alpha Channel Adjust filter, which would take the edge off. We can set it to shrink hard, and we'll bring it down to about 42%. And we are almost done. One more correction to make. If I turn off the chroma key, we can see the wall is visible on the drum video to the left of the green screen. So we can use a mask simple shape filter to block that out. We'll set softness to 0. Make the width a little smaller. Slide the horizontal left. Make the height 100%. And we will finish the width. Okay, then we just change the operation to subtract, and the left side is removed, and we can turn the chroma key back on. Okay, the last thing we need to do is resize the video windows to make it look like a band. So you have two choices. You can use the Rotate and Scale tool or the Size and Position tool. I generally use the Rotate and Scale tool only if I'm working with text that I need to display on an angle. However, we don't need that here. Instead, the Size and Position filter works the best because it lets you drag and resize the window directly, and you can click the center circle and move the window around. So let's start that over, and we're going to resize the windows to make it look like a band. We'll get the acoustic guitar set up here in the front, and we'll just tweak the window size until it looks about right. And we'll try to set different band members at different heights to make it look like some are standing further back than others. You can see that if we want to move a window to the left or right, we can just type values into the position field, as well as being able to drag the window. And as we know, the track order determines which video is displayed in front. So track 1 is in front of track 2, is in front of track 3, etc. So we'll keep adjusting the windows here until it looks like we have a band. And a few last tweaks. Awesome. I think we're about done. Now with the chroma key turned on for 4 tracks, the video will not play at regular speed. It'll get jammed up because it's too much data processing for the PC to do live time. So that's no problem. We'll export the project into a final video that we can watch. We'll go to the export tool. The video tracks were shot at 720 resolution, so we'll leave the output the same. and we'll just increase the quality a little bit, and we'll hit export. Then the job will be running and you can monitor the progress. It'll take maybe 15 or 20 minutes to complete because we have 4 tracks with chroma key and resizing. If you have less tracks or less video effects, it'll run faster. Okay, the export finished. I'm going to hit File New and bring the video into a blank project. We didn't trim the beginning of the video yet, so I'm going to fast forward a bit and play the video. And there it is. Woo! Okay, the last thing we want to do is trim the video to make the final export. Now if we drag the middle of the clip, it will just move the clip down the timeline. Instead, we want to drag the end of the clip over, which will trim the video. So once we have the starting point where we want it, we can just right-click in the blank space, hit remove, and the video will shift over as the new starting point. And we can trim the end as well. Okay, topic 6. Make a multi-window video. So we already imported and synced the tracks in topic 4, and we already did the audio editing in topic 5. So we're just going to redo the video editing in topic 6 to make our multi-window video, and this will be very easy. Now if you were making this style of video, you probably would not have used a green screen because you don't need it, and you would have just left the actual background in the video. So I went ahead and replaced the green screen background with a wall picture in each of our sample tracks, using chroma key from topic 5, and I resaved the individual tracks. So this way our project just has regular looking, no green screen type videos. Okay, then all we need to do to make the multi-window video is use the size and position filter. So let's go ahead and add the size and position filter to each of the 4 music tracks. We'll use the preset drop down menu and select the bottom right corner for the first track. Then we'll do the same thing for the other 3 tracks and arrange the videos into 4 even quarters on the screen. Note that in the topic 5 clone video we were adding filters to the entire track on the left side of the timeline. But here in our topic 6 multi-window video we're adding the filters to the files on the right side of the timeline. This way we can split the files and set different size and positions for different pieces. Okay, we're going to pick a point and put the playhead here, and we're going to click each track and then the split button that we covered in topic 3 to split all 4 tracks at this point. Then what we can do is change the size and position of the videos before the split to have a different layout on the screen. And you can do this as many times as you'd like. So this time I'm going to manually resize the windows, and we'll put the electric guitar at the bottom, and we'll arrange the other 3 tracks on the top. So I'm just going to keep working on arranging the windows, and I use a combination of manually resizing as well as typing in values to move the tracks left and right. Okay, we'll hit the play button, and you can hear some lag, but that's just computer processing. There won't be any lag when you export the video. And there it is. Okay, we have our multi-window video. We had our transition between 2 different screen layouts, and you can mix it up as much as you'd like. Alright, topic 7, make a transition video. That's one window that switches between the tracks. Same thing, we already synced the tracks in topic 4, and we already did the audio editing in topic 5. So we're just going to redo the video editing in topic 7 for our transition video. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit, and then we're going to split all 4 tracks at this first transition point by again using the split button. Then in the same manner as we just did in topic 6, here in our topic 7 transition video, we'll again use the technique of splitting tracks into pieces so that we can assign different size and positions to different pieces to control which video is being displayed. However, here we're going to split the tracks multiple times and always have one of the tracks displayed full screen. Alright, so we split the track 3 times. We'll move the playhead to the left, and we can see that the top track, the electric guitar, is taking up the screen. However, we can add the size and position filter and just move him out of the way. That is, position him off the screen. So let's say we want to see the drums in the first part of the song. We can just move the acoustic guitar out of the way and move the bass player out of the way as well. And now we have the drum video showing on the screen. So let's move the playhead over. Let's show the bass in the next section. So we just need to move the electric guitar and acoustic guitar out of the way. And now the bass is showing. We'll move the playhead over again and pull out the electric guitar to leave the acoustic guitar showing. And in the next section, we'll leave the electric guitar showing as is. So let's play the project. It starts with the drums showing here. It lags a bit, but when you export it, there'll be no lag. It shows the bass here, then acoustic guitar here, and then electric guitar here. And here's a look after exporting, so we can see it at regular speed. These are fun. You could mix a transition style video with a multi-window video, whatever you could think of. Okay, so that's how you make a transition video. Before we close the topic, there's a few additional options I want to show you. If we look at this cut point here, the green line is the start of the second track, the red line is the end of the first track. If we drag the end of the first track and extend it into the second track, ShotCut will create a transition purple box, which means the first and the second videos will be blended together in the transition like this. I don't use it that much, but it's good to know about the feature. Next, if you hover near the upper corners of a clip, you get the option to set a fade in or a fade out for the clip. We can click and drag to set a fade out on the base clip. It shows up as a filter with video fade and audio fade as separate items. So we could turn off the audio fade if we wanted. And it can be a fade to black or a fade opacity, and you start seeing the track behind it. Okay, last item. I'm just going to touch on keyframes for a moment. When you click the keyframes button, if the tool shows up docked with the timeline, just grab the title bar and redock it to the right. So let's move the playhead over and select this acoustic clip. The acoustic guitar is not showing in the project because we added the size position filter and moved it off the screen. The keyframe shows you the clip and the start and the end points of the size position filter being turned on. What I want to show you is if you ever apply a filter to a clip, but it seems to stop working for part of the clip, open up keyframes, and chances are you just need to drag the end point to apply the filter to the entire clip again. There's more to keyframes than we have time to cover in this video, but I wanted to make sure you at least had that important tip. Okay, topic 8. A compilation of our finished videos. Thank you so much for watching the video today, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe and ring that bell.